A very warm welcome and a good afternoon to all the participants who have participated for the session on value of digital tools in science classes. So we'll be talking a lot about digitization and how to integrate digital tools in science classes. So today's session will be totally based on that. So why today's session? So to answer that, I'd be briefing you about the whole purpose. So nobody can now deny the importance of digital tools to enhance teaching learning experiences. Teachers and students are experiencing the power of digital tools almost on daily basis. Eshan presents an online session where teachers teaching science will know how to make their online classes engaging, interactive, and interesting with the use of free digital tools. So our speaker for today is Miss Geetika Wahi Babuta, and a short intro for her will be that Ms. Geetika is a passionate science educator and a Google certified trainer. She is an alumnus of Delhi Public School, Arkepuram, and Miranda House, Delhi University. Ms. Geetika has over 15 years of experience in teaching field. Apart from being a specialist in her subject, she also takes keen interest in nurturing young minds. She uses innovative teaching methodology to promote the child's interest and expertises in using new teaching methodology to explain difficult topics. Some of the basic housekeeping rules for today will be: it is requested from all participants to keep themselves on mute during the session. All of the participants are requested to use the chat box for any queries, questions, or answers. A note that every participant is requested to fill the feedback form which they'll be receiving on their email IDs once the session is over in order for themselves to receive a certificate for this session. I would like to welcome Ms. Geetika for today's session, and I would like to hand over the session to her here onwards. So a very warm welcome to you, ma'am, and you may
Thank
take it up
you.
from here.
Thank you, and a very good evening to all the participants. And thank you, Estrant, for providing me this valuable opportunity to discuss and to explore and to share with my co-educators the value of digital tools in science education. So, as has already been told about me, I'm very passionate about the use of technology. And since the last 2 years, I hope everyone is going to agree with me that they all have seen that from normal teachers, we have converted ourselves into digital teachers. And there has been so much of learning, so many tools coming up now and then. And we have been finding ourselves learning so many things rapidly. And I think we must pat our back also because we have learned all these things very quickly and we have adapted really well. So let me just share my screen with you. I'll start the presentation. So before starting, I would like to share with you what we are going to do today. We are going to learn what are digital tools. We are going to learn about their usage for education. How is technology changing our science classrooms? Then the value of these tools for our classes. Some common tools I will be discussing with you. I'll also throw some light on cybersecurity in education sector because we need to turn our students into, we have to turn them into a digital citizen. So we need to talk about cybersecurity. We need to tell them about all the new norms which are there related to digitalization of education and how they have to maintain themselves in the digital platform. Then how digital India is changing the education system and its challenges in India, since we have not been that tech savvy. And now immediately, we see, and we see that everywhere this digitalization is happening. So what are the challenges which are being faced in our country? So let's first understand what are these digital tools. Now, digital tools are simply the programs, they are the websites or the online resources which we have to make our task easier. They are also a platform which help us to communicate with our students on day-to-day basis when we are conducting our classes. Secondly, they are also acting as a medium by which there is an exchange of information going on from our side to our students in the form of PDFs, assignments, assessments, resources. So all the examination pattern which we are having right now, the online exams which we are conducting, that all is being taken on the digital platform medium. So all this communication with which we are doing with our students, this all has been enabled with the help of these digital tools. So how we have to keep ourselves safe online, this I have told you we will be talking about. Also, or the security of our students also, which matters the most to us. Now, I hope all of you are aware of the four C's, which are the part of our NEP. So I want all the participants to quickly write in the chat the four C's. I know all of you are very much aware of that. So quickly write down in the chat window the four C's, which are part of NEP. These digital tools are helping us to achieve the four C's which are there in the NAP. And how they are helping us to integrate all the four C's, that I will be sharing with you. Now, when we are using these digital tools, you know that it saves so much of our time. You must have realized that when we were having our classes, like offline classes, we were having the physical classrooms we were having. So there was a lot of repetition in the activity which we were doing. But as digitalization has come, you must have observed, it has been my personal experience also, that by learning these tools and by imbibing, by imbibing technology, I'm able to save a lot of my time. I just have to create the resources once and I have to share it with my students. And the same set of resources can be shared with the other section of the same classes. So this is how I'm able to save on my time. As I can see the chat box, some people have written all the four C's correctly. That is creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, and communication. Yes. So we are doing the integration of four C's with the help of the use of the digital tools. And it is helping us to track our students' progress. It has also brought a lot of transparency in our system because previously, the parents did not have the transparency. They didn't know how we are judging their child and on what platform we are doing the judgment. The internal assessment is on what basis. But since we are having the medium of online classes, so our system has become more transparent to our students as well as to their parents. So there is more transparency into the system now. And it also helps us to enhance the teaching learning process in our classroom. Now we move on to the next slide. But before sharing the next slide, I would like to ask all of you, uh, in your daily classes, do you ever feel the need to collaborate with other teachers? Do you ever feel the need to collaborate on the like, do you ever feel the need to collaborate with your students also? from the point of view of explaining something? Do you feel the need to collaborate on a daily basis? This is what I need to ask you. Please type yes if your answer is yes. Do you feel the need to collaborate with your students and other teachers? Please quickly write yes. Yes. Okay. So, what are those digital tools which help us to collaborate with them, which help us to reach out to them? That we will be discussing. And as Benjamin Franklin has, he has given a very nice quotation. He says, "Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn." So it is this involvement which we need to focus on. Our sole purpose of teaching, you must have realized that during the online classes, the main challenge which all of us are facing is how to involve the students on a day-to-day basis, how to convert them into active learners, and how to, you know, like sometimes the parents come back to us and they say that our child is sitting in the other room and we are doing our work. We really don't know what is happening and how is he doing. Many a times you also find that a child is playing some video game, or maybe he's involved in chatting with his friends. So how do we involve them in whatever project we are doing, in whatever topics, whatever concepts we are trying to explain to them, and how do they become a part in their own learning? We need to convert them into partners in their own learning. That is, they have to become active learners. So to involve them, that has become every educator's main challenge. So let me just ask you, what all are the tools which you're using on a day-to-day basis? Since it has been 2 years of pandemic, so quickly write down in the chat window, what all are the tools which you are using on a day-to-day basis with your classes? I know many of you must be using many platforms. You must be using Zoom, you must be using WebEx, or you must be using Google Workspace as well. So which are the common platforms which you are using to connect with your students? Yes, I'm getting very good answers. Teams, GeoZebra, yes, our school app, Zoom. Many of them are writing Zoom also. Very nice. Okay, so here I have given you the list of some tools which I am showing to all of you. I'm moving to the next slide. Okay, so these are the logos of some digital tools which we are using on day-to-day basis. And I know that all of you must be aware of which logo suits which one, which digital tools logo is what. So Kahoot is very common for making quizzes. The online quiz templates are there available in Kahoot, which we are integrating with our classrooms and which we are using. We can even customize them. YouTube has been extensively used as a medium to educate our children and to share educational videos with them. Google Form is being excessively used for assessment purposes. Google Docs are there, drawings. Google Earth is there to take our students on a virtual tour. And Google Classroom is widely used in most of the schools where they are integrating their assessment also, and they are integrating their presentation and everything there. Now I have a small quiz which we need to do. So I'll just share. Himesh, can you please share in the chat window the link of the form that I have sent to you?
Sure, ma'am, sure.
So
Just give
I
me a
have
sec.
just shared, I will be sharing one small Google form with you. It's a fun activity which we will be doing. Now, through this Google form, I want to share some tips with you, which I incorporate in my classroom. So I'll be sharing those tips with you when we do them. So I want all of you to answer that Google form. Please
So,
take out 2 minutes time and answer that.
so I've posted the link in the chat now.
Yes, the link has been posted. Please click on that link and try doing that. It will take you just 2 minutes to finish it off. It has only 5 questions. I'll stop the share and this is the form which has been shared with you. Okay, when you are doing this form, you will realize that all the questions that I have asked you, in that all the options that I have given are in the picture form. Google Forms, is a very vital and is a very strong tool which we are using and incorporating in our day-to-day classrooms for assessment, for conducting quizzes, and we are also doing it for getting our own feedback. It is very much useful for conducting the survey, the polls which we are conducting. It's also very critical for getting the information from our students, especially for the registration of CBSE. We are also using the Google form in which we are taking the information from our students. So you see that most of the options that I have kept over here are in the picture form, and there is a purpose for this. Each one of you, first of all, when you will be doing the form, you will see that you get it in a shuffled form. You will be getting the options will be shuffled for each and every individual. So when we are conducting any kind of assessment in the class, or like I have a period of around 45 minutes, and in that 45 minutes period, I involve my children. I have given them some topic to prepare, and I ask them that, okay, today I will be conducting a small assessment. Now, when I'm conducting that assessment, it is very easy for the children to cheat. They have the social media platforms with them, they have WhatsApp with them, they have the mobile phones with them. Nowadays the parents have given an individual phone also to the teenagers, so they can easily cheat, and they can easily find out the answers, and they can send me the answer back, and I will not even come to know who has cheated, who has not cheated. So in such a case, I have made my Google form in such a way where I give the options of only the images. And these images, when they appear to each and individual student of mine, it will be in a shuffled form. That means to some, Madam Curie will come first, to some, C.V. Raman will come first, and to some, APJ Abdul Kalam will come first. So this is a normal, quiz that I have created for fun to add fun to my webinar. But in your classes, when you are conducting any kind of assessment related to your subject, make sure that you please add picture element to the Google form, and you shuffle your responses so that the children are not able to cheat. Similarly, try to add the questions which are having videos, and you're asking them to reflect on that video, and you give them 2 to 3 options, and out of those 2 to 3 options, the most relevant option they need to pick up. So when we are conducting quizzes in such a form, then what happens is that we are encouraging reflective learning in our classroom. It's not only the reflective learning which we are doing, it's again the integration of the 4 C's. And out of those 4 C's, we are also judging them on their critical thinking. So this is how we are increasing we are increasing the option of not being judged by them. We are also increasing the option of not being not being they are taking these Google forms very easily, and they are cheating, and they are saying, okay, we are able to we are able to cheat, we are able to fool our teachers. But we have to become more smarter as compared to them, so that they are not able to cheat. So this is one of the tips related to Google Forms which I wanted to share with you. If any one of you wants to know how I do these changes, I can share that. It's very easy. All of us know how to convert a Google form into a quiz, but to make the changes for the shuffling of the options, you have to go to the settings. You will be going to settings. Till now, I have been able to get around 58, 59 responses. That's a good number. So when we go to responses, we click on this. You have to limit it to one response, first of all, so that your children do not send you multiple options. Secondly, in the presentation, we have shuffle question order. So we need to click the radio button towards our right. And when we are making the form, when the form is in the edit mode for the questions, so when the form is in the edit mode, at that time there's an option coming over here. When we are typing the options here, then at that time you have the option coming in the edit mode, that is shuffle options. So both the things, you have to click the radio button to the right hand side. So your questions will be shuffled, as well as the options which you are writing, that is going to be shuffled. Now I'm going to share another tool with you, which I use extensively in my teaching. This is the use of Jamboard. Being from a science background, I will be sharing, science examples only. Most of them are there from bio, so please bear with me. Now, see this, I have created a Jamboard. So, first of all, we have to be careful when we are teaching online. I always keep this as my mantra, that you need to make your learning visible. How do you increase the visible quotient of your learning? By using more of Jamboards, by using more of Google Drawings, by making use of Book Creator app. There are many apps available. Canva is amazing for creating the templates and the graphic organizers. So we are making use of all these. Why are we making use of all these digital tools? That is to enhance the visibility of our learning. Now, when you give an assignment in the form of a Jamboard where I insert the diagram and I make an individual copy of this assessment and I put it in my Google Classroom, then in such a case, the parents also come to know what type of an assignment has come, and even a child comes to know, and he gets to practice individually on each and every PDF which we are sharing, on each and every image which we are sharing. So they're able to work on them on an individual basis. So when we are giving them such type of exercises, instead of doing a normal exercise or a normal assignment with them, when we are giving them these type of exercises, they first of all enjoy more, they become more responsive. You can also collaborate with them in creating these type of assignments in the class. I'll be giving you a demo of how I have created this Jamboard. There's another Jamboard which I have, in which we do it for the components of food. You take up the categories of the food materials, and this you can do it as a discussion in the class, and you can ask them that which food item will fall under which category. Again, you are adding pictures, so again you are giving more of visual impact to them. Similarly, I have made assignment in the Google Drawing like this. I prefer giving them systems in the form of flowchart. We all are teaching many systems to our students, so it becomes all the more confusing for them, and they feel that they just have to mug it up and they just have to pass the exam. But instead of that, you give them a flow chart, you give them a graphic organizer. For example, if they have to give the differences between auricles and ventricles, ask them to create a graphic organizer around it, and ask them to fill up the flow chart, make a flow chart of the systems. Similarly, in metals, non-metals, we have to do the differences, or we have to categorize an metal, any of the element as metal, non-metals, anything. So what you do is you create a flow chart around it, and that is how you increase and enhance the visibility of your learning. I have more examples with me. I have an example of a book creator app also, which is one of my favorite, and I have Google Slides also. Now, in Google Slides also, what I try to do is I try to incorporate uh, social media into it, and how I integrate that, I'll just share that with you. I'll share from my presentation how I have integrated many of these tools. Like I have just not shown it to you. This one I have shown how I have done. And the next one, 1 minute. Just 1 minute, please. I'll share. Yeah. So this is the one that I have already shared with you. Then I have created graphic organizers like this also. This can be made in the mass classrooms. And this graphic organizer has been made by one of my students, in which I was telling them about the concept of food chain. So they tried making, some graphic, they tried creating an organizer around it. Then labeling of the photosynthesis process. This is how I discussed it in the class. I took up a picture and I asked them to label it in front of me. Similarly, for herbivore carnivore, I categorized it like this. Now I'll share this video with you. This is related to the book creator app, which I was talking about. Now, book creator is a beautiful app which you can use for your day-to-day summarization of the topics. Again, what you do is you pick up any topic which you have discussed in your class, and you create a digital ebook around it. Now, that ebook will not be having all the things which are there in your NCRT book or whatever topic you have taught in detail, but this ebook can help you to summarize the topics. Now, how it helps you to summarize the topic, I'll just share this with you. I'll just take you through this book that has been created on body movements by me. So let's play the video. This is how we have integrated different types of joints. And in this, I have also integrated a YouTube video. The moment child is going to click on this, the video will automatically play. It's not playing right now, but I have integrated a YouTube video into this. Yeah, it's going to play like this. So this is how the child can, while going through this book, the e-book is also going to watch the video, and then he is going to revise the different types of joints, which I have already shown here on the left-hand side. Then we have these different bones, the important bones. Few questions have been given up, so like this. There's one more book that has been created by me that's on circulatory system. I'll show you that as well. Again, the videos have been put up over here. I hope you are liking the visible aspect of learning. I hope you are enjoying it's giving a visual treat to your eyes when you give these type of things to your students, and they relate more to it because nowadays digitalization is there. They're learning through YouTube. They have many mediums of learning, and they just don't like going through their the normal textbooks. They want to experiment with the topics which they are studying, and I think this is how it helps them to imbibe the topic in a better way. So instead of giving them an assignment on circulatory system, I create a PDF and I share it with them, and I share all the notes with them. Instead of that, I ask them to create a book, a digital book, which will be a summary of the topic which we are doing in the class. Now the best part is how again it is integrating the 4 C's. First of all, they are able to collaborate with their peers. I can say around 5 students will be collaborating together and they will be making this book. So they learn how to collaborate. When they learn to collaborate, they're also learning how to manage the internal conflicts which they have. So they learn conflict management, which is an important tool in our leadership. So they are learning that as well indirectly. Communication, because they have to present this book in front of the whole class. I gave them the right to share their screen. So the moment they share their screen, they share it and they explain about the whole concept to the whole class. So this is how it is building upon their communication skills. Creativity is definitely reflected in the way a child is making this digital book. So this is how we are, and the critical thinking is also there because he needs to pick up how to summarize the topics. So we are touching on the 4 C's when we are collaborating these tools into our learning in our day-to-day classrooms. Another tool that I'll be sharing with you is again a very favorite tool of mine, and that is Google Slide. Now, in the Google Slides, what I do is I just 1 minute. I'll just stop the share. Yes. Now, what I try to do is whenever I'm giving them any kind of a resource. Now, you know that in today's world, these Google Slides, they are not only being used for creating the graphic organizers or the PPT which we are aware of, the normal PPT which we used to tell the children that okay, make a PPT and show it to the class. We have evolved the use of these graphic the Google Slides, and in the Google Slides we have added comic element. Now we are not only creating the comic strips or the graphic novels with this, we are also trying to create some good posters. We are also trying to use our own Bitmoji avatars to bring that humor element into our teaching. So what I do is whenever I have to create such kind of a resource, I go to insert, um, I go to this option of slide. 1 minute. I've already opened this up. That's why it's not coming. It's on slide. The editing option is there. That is editing of the theme. So when I have to edit the theme, I try adding a avatar of mine. This is the avatar which I have added, and it goes on all the slides. So whenever my children get this resource, whenever I share it in the classroom with them, they know that this has come from Geetika ma'am. So how I insert this, you all are aware of this. I have created a list of my avatars. Now, instead of giving them direct comments like, smart or excellent, I try inserting my Bitmojis. And I try making use of these Bitmojis in day-to-day, classrooms. If I have to encourage a child, I give my Bitmoji of you can do it, and I share this with them. Similarly, for excellent or perfect. I keep adding these to, bring an element of humor into rather serious science classes. So this is how you can also customize your own resources, and you can add to enhance the creativity of the child also, and to enhance your own resources also. You can add a bit of humor so that the resources get streamlined in a better way. I also have I'll have to stop sharing for 1 minute and then share again. Yes. Yes. Now I would like to share this Jamboard activity with you. You know how to reach the Jamboard. You have a Google account. Go to your drive. Yeah, here you can see the beautiful cards are also there. Yes, let me share this with you. Now, what I do is for our Children's Day activity, I try creating these type of cards again with my own Bitmoji avatar. So this also helps me in getting involved with the children. And not only this, for every occasion, for every like we had a Republic Day celebration recently. So I asked the children that they themselves have to collaborate and create a Republic Day card for the class. So again, in which they use their own creativity, and then they send me those cards. And these cards, they can download it as the PNG or the JPEG image, and this can be used by them in their social media platform also. So this is how we have created. So they enjoy doing these things, and with this, it brings a lot of learning also. Like I'll share with you the jam. I was sharing how to get to the jam. We go to the 9 dots here. These are the 9 dots. The moment we click on these 9 dots, we go to our drive. And when we go to our drive, we click on new. And from new more, we go to the Google Jamboard. Now, the moment we reach the Google Jamboard, I've opened it many times. Okay. So what we do is over here, we have the option of adding the image. I like this option the most, and I use it the most. Why? Because it helps me to enhance my jam. It helps me to enhance whatever I'm trying to do in my class, even not only for the sake of my for my learning or for teaching. It's also very useful for my day-to-day activities which you're doing in the class, not only for fun sake. If you're doing like even during the starting of the class, we do some brain gym exercises. So not only sharing of the videos with them for the brain gym in which they do their hand exercises, it's also very useful for doing something creative on the jam when you share the jam with them and you ask them to show their skills. You can ask them to create a lovely rangoli pattern also that will break the monotony of the continuous periods which we take in our classrooms. So we select this image, and we select an image which is without the labels, and we can draw these arrows which we can use further for asking for labeling of the diagrams. So instead of just giving them, okay, draw the diagram of urinary system and label it, we can again we can make use of these jams and give it in our classrooms. So again, this adds a bit of color, it adds a bit of graphics to our classes. I'll be asking you what all you do in your classrooms to, encourage the children on a day-to-day basis, and how you are yourself using these platforms, these digital tools to make your classes more interesting. Now, one more important thing that I do in my classroom is, since we know that digital media, the social media is everywhere, and social media children, once I asked from one of my classrooms, in one of my classroom I asked them that, do you have an account on Twitter, or do you have an account on Insta? I know most of them, what they do is that they fake their age and they tried to create an account on these social medias. So they said that no, we don't have Insta, we don't have Twitter, it is only for the celebrities. So I said, no, you can, what you can do is we are going to make use of Google Slides. And in that, I took the interface of Facebook. And once I asked them to create a post, that is an Instagram post. Now, we are teaching related to our environment to our students. We want to bring awareness amongst the masses. We want to create awareness, and we want to tell them about the sustainable development goals which we need to achieve by 2030. So, in such a situation, what I did was I tried creating a site with them. We created a website. It was a collaboration project between the two schools, and those schools were, poles apart. One of the school was there in Mumbai, and another one was there in Delhi. And we selected around 40 students from each school, and there were 10 teachers involved from both the schools, and we collaborated for a Google site construction. We did many activities, and all those activities was summarized in the form of a Google site. I cannot show you the whole website for, you know, it is for the privacy purpose of the school. I cannot show you, but I can share what exactly we had created. So we had taken the goal number 13 of the sustainable development goal, and this is how we collaborated, and this is how we created this website together with the students. So I can share this with you. I can just give you an idea about this. We created a home page, then we created the three C's, that is your the collaboration, which is there the environment warriors. They were connect, communicate, and collaborate. Then all the children got the got representation in this page. We refer to them as environment warriors. Then we have the activities. We did various activities which were on t-shirt painting. They had to use some unused t-shirt of theirs, some rough, some used t-shirt, not unused t-shirt, some used t-shirt or old t-shirt of theirs, and they had to paint something related to environment. We conducted a survey using Google Form. Germination of seed activity was there, poster making, digital poster making, plant journals, again the digital plant journals. Then they got to share their experiences, and then they shared their collaboration. So this was a tagline which was given by one of the students, and he said that competition makes us faster, but collaboration makes us better. Similarly, in the Google Slides, what you can do is you can ask them, you can you can take up the image of any of the post which is there from Insta, and you can ask them that, okay, this is a post which you need to create on sustainable development goals, or this is a post, now environment day is coming, or you can have like on February 28th we celebrate National Science Day. So you can ask them that let us create an awareness post from what kind of awareness you want to create amongst the masses on Instagram. So instead of using social media just for chatting and just for discussing what you are doing, where are you traveling, you give them an idea. You are also teaching them digital citizenship through this. You can tell them how they can use the social media to create awareness amongst the masses and to use social media judiciously. So you will be inculcating, these are all 21st century tools. So we need to train, we need to tell our students how to use social media in a better way. And they are very careful when they are creating such a post. They feel that this is a real Instagram page which we are creating. So you give it to them, and any topic of science you say, and if you ask them that you need to create a card, like I just not shared with you the Happy Children's Day card or Christmas card, you ask them to create a card on National Science Day. On whose memory do we do it? How, why do we do it? So just ask them to collaborate roll number wise. You can it's amongst your class. If you have a class of around 40-45 students, create groups. And you can also say that the best card is going to get the representation, and I'm going to convert that into my own WhatsApp image. Or what we'll do is we have our WhatsApp group, so our WhatsApp group is also going to that group image is also going to undergo a change, and we are going to add that image, which the picture which gets chosen. So they feel very inspired, they feel very happy, and there is a spirit of competitiveness. They want to create the best one out. Similarly, you can also ask them to use Twitter. You know that in Twitter we have the limitation of 280 words. So this uses our creative thinking, in which they need to create a post which should have a limitation of 280 words, and they need to create awareness amongst the masses, and they need to create a post which is we have the slogan writing competition, so they need to create a post which is talking in terms of our environment or sustainable development or anything which is coming up, any post. Even if I give them a small Google form, like during the class of 45 minutes, we are doing this. Now I ask them, you have to discuss, I have my Twitter handle. So on my Twitter handle, you can post, I am a celebrity to you. So you have to give me the feedback on my form. So you tell me how you prepared for that test. How did you do it? Some of them do well, some of them don't do well. As it is, they know that whenever she is giving us Google form, we hardly have any scope of cheating, because the questions are all jumbled up, and they do try calling up their friends. They do try asking from each other, but they, when I'm giving them images, they're not able to guess the images also. So that gives them less scope for cheating. But anyways, nowadays Google lens is also there, so they have other means of cheating too. But anyways, we try to do that form within that stipulated period of time, so that they have less time to interact, and they have to quickly finish off that form and give it to us. So they have to discuss about their experience. So then they post on my Twitter handle, and they say, so it gives them a good feeling. It gives them a very good social awareness message also, on how to use these tools in day-to-day teaching and learning. And they see, these are the things which they will be doing when they are adults. These are the things which, nowadays nobody is most of the people will be working in the offices. So instead of giving them practice of writing and all that thing, we have to give them practice on enhancing their creative skills and digital skills. We have to understand that education system is undergoing change. So when we incorporate these type of things in our day-to-day teaching, then what happens is that they are being better prepared for the future. We are preparing them in a certain way for the future. Let's get back to the presentation. Okay, I have shared the graphic organizers with you. I have also shared. Okay, let me resume this. Yes. This activity I really liked. I gave them to identify the insectivorous plants. Similarly, I asked them to identify many things, and it turns into a discussion in the class. And you must have realized, whenever there's a discussion in the class, then again the children turn into active learners, and they even if a child, he is non-indulgent type, and he's not interested, or he doesn't feel like being a part of the class, or he doesn't feel like doing anything basically, then also when he sees his friends talking, it's a kind of an interaction which we are doing in the class about the topic. So then he also feels motivated, that I also need to talk something, I also need to say something, I also need to guess what is happening. So this is an example again in which we have grouped the various equipments, and we are asking them. This again I have created on Google Drawing. Many of them have been created by my students only. What I want to emphasize through my presentation is that what happens is that we have been teaching in a very redundant way. We have been teaching in a very, you cannot redundant way, in a very contemporary way we have been teaching. And in that system, we give everything to our students on a platter: question answers, or word meanings, or we are giving them the map work, or any activity which we are doing, what is happening is that teachers are the ones who are creating the resources. Teachers are the ones who are working on day in and day out on all these things. So now, from like now, since the definition is changing, and now with the use of digital age, all these things are changing, so we need to convert our students from consumers to creators. So what happens is this, that they themselves are the creator of resources. Many a times it so happens that they just want to take everything from us. Whatever topic you are doing, you please post resources on this, you please post question answers on this. So instead of doing that, we are asking them to do certain activities in which they themselves have to exercise their creative skills, and they turn into creators, not just consumers of the information which is given by us. So we have it on cybersecurity now. Now, cybersecurity is very, very important, as we all know that we have to make our children aware that there are many cyber crimes also, and they need to protect their identity online. So, what are the things which they need to do, and how they are able to how they should create a strong password, how they should talk to the unknown people who are available online, since nowadays a lot of exposure is also there. And yes, and how to protect their own system from getting the malware. So all these things not only become the duty of the computer teacher, or not only become the duty of an IT head. Every subject teacher is equally responsible for inculcating these digital skills in our students. Now let's do a quick quiz. You have to tell me which of these indicates that a website is secure. You have to write down the answer in the chat box. The website shows a company name and logo which looks real, or you have a little lock icon next to the website address. And the third option is you found the website on Google or clicked it from a link in an email. Please write down the correct answer. I can see the chat is, yeah, the people are participating. The chat is increasing. Yes. Okay. Let me check. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay. They're giving options like this. So let's see. How do we come to know? What is the answer for this? Let me just read out the chats. Yes. Okay. One minute, please. My system has paused since I had opened up multiple windows. So please wait. I'll take you back to the slide. Yes. So this is the correct option. Now the next question. What is the term for computer programs that attack your computer? Root bots, dangerware, danger droids, or malware? Quickly type your answers in the chat, please. Let's check the answer now. The answer is malware. Okay, next one. Who should know your passwords? Only you, your best friends, or anyone? This is an easy one out. Okay, which of these is an example of a phishing email? Help, I'm stuck in Europe and I need money to travel home. You have won the lottery. This is the common one which we keep getting. Follow this link to claim. Your bank account has been hacked. Log in here to book yourself. All of the above. So, all of the above is the answer. What is spam? A computer virus that will hack your account, canned meat, unsolicited emails sent to many email addresses that try to get you buy something or share private information. Yes. Now, uh, since we all, yeah, I'm really happy with your responses. Thanks for being such a good audience, and thanks for typing all your answers here. So this is how we can create a small quiz in our classrooms also, and sometimes again, to break the monotony of our own subject, we can do these things in our classes. One more thing which I feel, which I have left out, Canva has got multiple templates. It has beautiful templates on graphic organizers, and it has a beautiful template on newsletter also. And recently, I just now shared Book Creator app with you. So Canva has integrated with the Book Creator app. So what you can do is you can build a template on Canva, and that you can integrate into your Book Creator also. So this also you can do with your students. You can also create a small newsletter in your class. Like you have some activities which you do, um, activities related to the subjects, activities which are related to whatever topics which you have taught. So in that case, what you can do is you can ask the students that you are going to create a newsletter using the template on Canva, and you will be clicking the images and whatever the best activity is. We are doing the experiments also. I remember I performed the experiment starch test, and I also did try to do the experiment of sedimentation decantation, since we are always showing them through the O labs, or we are using FET also, and we are showing those activities to them. But what happens is that what we try to do is we click the images of their setup, whatever they have been able to do in their homes. We have also, being a science teacher, I have used their kitchens. The household kitchens have also been used as mini laboratories. So whatever possible way they could use it, whatever things were available in their vicinity during the corona time, we have used that, and we have taken the pictures of that. So to give each and individual child a representation in the class, you can ask the children to create newsletter. You can club the activities of around 1 month, and you can ask them that, yeah, now you can divide your class into odds and even roll numbers, or you can divide it alphabetically, and you can say that this group is going to create a newsletter on these activities, and the other group is going to create a newsletter on this activity. They love doing all these work. Believe me, they are very much enthusiastic to do rather than their normal studies. Now, when they are doing these activities, through this, what are you achieving? The best thing which you are achieving is their involvement and engagement in their own learning process. When they are making the newsletter, they are learning so many new things. And the best thing is they are revising whatever activities have been done, whatever topics we have done so far in the class. So you don't need to revise with them. They are creating a newsletter, and they are revising amongst themselves only on what all activities were done. They are discussing also in this way. So this is again one of the tips which I felt like sharing with you. And back to my presentation now. Yes. So we have this integration of technology in our science classrooms. We are having the use of all these digital devices and conventional technology, and together we are making good use of all these things. So what are we actually doing? How are we integrating them? This is what we are learning through our science classes. Now, I remember when I was a student. So I remember when we had any kind of a project which we used to make in our classes. I'll share with you a very good use of a Google site. Why I'm emphasizing on this? I remember when I was a student and when we used to work on a project. So what happened was that project used to remain between me and my teacher. So she used to see the project, she used to return it to me, and then later on, I used to keep that project and preserve it. But in today's scenario, that definition has changed. Now, what happens is whatever project children are doing, they have become very careful of whatever they are creating. They know that these are their resources. So now children have started creating their own website, that is the Google site. And how they are doing is, they are even whenever during the COVID time, whenever we had these online competitions, we created a digital certificate. Even with the Google form, you know that we are adding certificate along with that. So whatever small certificate they are getting, they are adding it and they are building up their e-portfolio. So these e-portfolios have become an in thing. So how we are integrating the conventional system with the modern system, with the digital system, you realize that there is a difference in the approach of our students. We were very casual. I remember when I was a child of their age group, I never used to keep my certificates properly. I used to hand it over to my mother to keep it. I never realized their value. But today's child is very, very smart. If they don't get the certificate, they keep pestering us, they keep asking us, because we know what they are doing. They're building up their e-portfolios. And these things are very much required. Whatever projects also they are doing, they are documenting it. If we have told them to create a science journal, they are keeping a copy of that, and that they are uploading the link of that. Since they have their drives with them, they are uploading the link of their journals in their e-portfolios. So this is how they are building up on their portfolios, they're building up on their profiles, and they know what all they have done in the school. Previously, when we were children, we were not having these things. But today's child is very smart, today's child is very, very inquisitive, and today's child, in this way, I believe that they are more accountable also for building up their own things. You don't have to bother about telling them all these things, that they have to preserve it. They understand the importance of these small certificates, they understand the importance of badges which we are giving them. And they are building their profiles, they are keeping their things, they are storing their things in a much better way. So this is how we are able to bridge the gap in the current situation. So again, my presentation has become a bit slow. Let me share it again from the beginning. I have to resume just give me 1 minute. No, it has paused since I'm sharing multiple apps. So it's not getting shared. This one. Let me start it from let me resume. Yes. The value of digital tools, once again, it is helping us to understand the scientific practices, illustration, and interactive learning. It helps us to do in our classrooms. Now, how is digital India changing the education system? You all remember that when your teachers used to ask you, like I remember my childhood. So when our teachers used to ask us to create any kind of project, we used to rush to the library, we used to dig into the encyclopedias and make it. But today's child will be digging into a mobile phone, he will be opening up all the search engines, and he will be finding more information about it. Now this is very, very useful, because there are so many multiple sources of information which they have. What information they have to pick up, how much information they have to pick up, this is again going to involve their critical thinking and their creativeness in creating the documents. So the smart tools are there, and e-learning apps, how they are using it, where they are using it, all this is enhancing their thinking skills. I hope you all are aware of these MHRD, Diksha, and Swam. All these are the tools which are there for teacher learning enhancement, and you all are aware of the full forms also. There are many courses which are coming up for the teachers and for enhancement of their professional careers. And again, we have also become very smart, like like our students. We have also started building up on our e-profile. Even the teachers are nowadays making their own websites, and what they are doing is, whatever certificates they are getting, whatever projects they are getting involved into, they are creating a website for themselves, they're creating their own e-portfolios also. Challenges. Yeah, we have a lot of challenges. The first major challenge which we are facing is the availability of internet connection. Devices crunches there in every household. Training of the teachers, yes, training of the teachers is taking place at a much faster pace now, and each and every teacher is like especially the ones who were not very tech savvy are turning tech savvy nowadays, and they are learning new tools on a daily basis. The teachers have also made their groups and they are teaching each other. So a very nice collaboration is taking place in the training of the teachers. Making digital cost effective and proper facilities in all our schools and colleges. Now, have you ever thought how the situation is going to change once we go back to our schools? Now, we have learned so many things which we have been doing during our online teaching, and how scenario is going to change when we go back to our schools. That is again a very good topic of discussion, in which we have to now create a balance between our online skills and offline, how we are going to present it. It is going to be a good hybrid model, and we must not forget what all we have learned, because uh, it's basically preparing the children of tomorrow. So whatever you have learned during the pandemic time, whatever digitalization has happened, make it a point to keep integrating them into your day-to-day classroom learning. So over to questions now. I would like to resolve your queries. So any questions you have, you can ask from me. Please write in the chat box any questions you are having. I'm continuously seeing the chats. Okay. Recording to be shared. This, I don't know. Any questions you want to ask related to the topics that I have taught, related to the tools that I have discussed with you, any doubts you have, or you want me to elaborate on a particular tool, then I'll be very happy. I have just shared few strategies which I try to do in my classroom. I'll be very, very happy how to create and use the Jamboard. Please explain. Yes, ma'am, I'll just show you. So, the real success of all these things lies in your execution. How do you execute it? So, ma'am, I'll take you to my drive. I hope my screen is visible to you. Please give me a thumbs up in the chat if you're able to see my screen. Yes? Okay, okay, very good. Okay, so this is my drive. All of you know the how to access your drive. Now there are these 9 dots. This is Google Grid. You click on these and you go to your drive. This is how we reach our drive when we have to go. Okay, once we open our drive interface, we go to new. There's this plus sign over here. So we go to new, and over here you go to more. More option is given over here. From more, we will be going to Google Jamboard, and we also have Google Drawings over here. So we go to Google Jamboard. Now it makes me open up this new jam. The very first thing that I do is I name my jam. Let me name it as a demo. Now there is one more thing which we can do, which is very, very useful in case of jam. Now I ask you for your feedback. Let's create that. But not everyone will be able to do so. I don't know how many of people are able to do feedback form. Okay, so let's create this. This is a fun activity which I'm trying to do. Let's see if it turns into if I'm able to do that or not. Okay, so what you have to do is I'll be sharing the link with you. Let's see. Now what you have to do is there are sticky notes here. Now these notes are available in different colors. I hope you are able to see this. Now what happens is You pick up a sticky note or of a color of your choice, and you need to write your comments, and you need to save it, and it will appear here. Then we can create a collage over here. Now this activity also I do with my students in the classroom when I ask them to create a collage on a certain topic. What we do is that I share the link with them, and for example, again I'll take an example from my class. We are doing um, food chain, or we are doing uses of plants in the food chain. So I share the link of this Jamboard with my students, and I ask them that they have to. Now, what they have to do is they have to share. They have to pick up one sticky note, and they have to write one of the features. So this whole feedback form, this whole Jamboard gets filled. Then I segregate it and I create it into a beautiful collage, and I share it with them on their WhatsApp, or I share it with them in the classroom. Jamboard is a very effective tool. Even math teachers can use it. See, the different shapes are there. Math teachers can make use of these different shapes. We have the text box. We have the option of adding the image. We have the option of uploading image by URL, camera, Google image search, Google Drive, Google Photos. Anywhere from there we can take the photos. Now over here, we have these three vertical dots. We can rename our jam. We can download it as PDF, save it as the image, make a copy also, and we can share it. How do we share it? Now, we either share it with the person's ID if we have the ID, or we can share it with the link. Now, let me copy this link, and let's see. I'll be selecting few options only. Let me copy this link here. Yes. So let's see who all come on the jam and who all are able to do it. Quickly fill up the feedback form. Pick up the sticky notes from here. Sticky notes. This is the one. This is the sticky note option. Let's see if you are able to come to this. This is what you do it during your live classrooms. Is there anyone able to come, or are you facing any problem? Is it restricted? This is the link. No, this is the Jamboard link which I'm sharing. This is not the feedback form, ma'am. So please click on the Jamboard link. The link has not come. Okay, I'm not able to send it to you. Everyone in the meeting, let me send this link here. Yes. Now, can you see this? I hope now you're able to see this. It's there in the chat. Let me send it again. Let's see if you're able to get it.
Yeah. But people are constantly writing yes. That is why it is moving up. And
Oh, yes. Yeah, they are continuously writing yes, yes. I'll type it again once for the ones who haven't received it. This is a simple Jamboard link. So it is asking for access. Okay, it is asking for access. So my Gmail is going to be full of asking you for the access. Let's see, I can give access to few people. Let me refresh this. Updates. Yes. Okay, I'm giving access to Rani Deswal, ma'am. Open sharing settings. Anyone with the link, I'll do it. Wait. Rani Jaiswal, ma'am, I'm sending you the rights. You are the editor. So please write. And then let me give the access right to few more people. Nandini, ma'am. Yes, Nandini, ma'am, I'm giving you the right. Yes, you're also the editor. Send. Let me add few more people. Sindhu Jain, ma'am. Now see, over here, I need to do this individually, but when you're doing it in the organization, you can make it anyone with the link. But I have around 187. I think I had around 190 people. So if I share it with 190 people, you can imagine what will be, how will my jam look like? It will be all cluttered up. But when you have around 40 children in your class, then you can, you can restrict it and you can send it to many people. Let me add one more. Namrata ma'am. I'm making you the editor too. Yes. So I've sent the request to 4 people. Let's see how do you do with the jam. So I can already see Rani ma'am is already there and Sindhu ma'am is already there with me. Yes, what you have to do is you have to pick up the sticky note, quickly pick up the sticky note and write your whatever feedback you want to give us. Yes. Please don't make more copies of the form. Please write here. Nandini ma'am has also joined us. What you have to do is pick up the sticky note. Quickly pick up the sticky note. Any color of your choice. Please send the feedback form. Have to get it installed. Okay. Jamboard is available as an app which you can access on the mobile. Otherwise, it is there. Now, see, this is the feedback that I have got from ma'am. Okay, now I can enlarge it. Hello, ma'am. Well explained tools. We really enjoyed learning these. I also enjoyed. So see, now these 3 vertical dots you can see. Now I have the option of editing the the jam that has been created by my student. If suppose some child has created some, has done, not created, has done some spelling mistake, I can correct him. Or I can even duplicate it. Let me duplicate it. So it becomes 2 in num. One goes here. Delete it or order it. I can order it, I can send it backward, or I can move it in front, or I can take it here. I can resize it also. If I want, I can make it more smaller in size. Similarly, this one. So I can duplicate it. Similarly, this one here, yes. So this is how your whole jam, who is turning this? Don't turn it. Don't turn this. Otherwise, whatever you have written will not become visible to us. So see, now what happens is this whole place is going to get filled with the remarks of people. So same thing is going to happen in your classroom also. And then you can click on these vertical dots and you can save the frame as image or you can download it as PDF. Once you download it, then you have the option of sharing with your students in the Google Classroom or even in the WhatsApp, you can share it. So you are making your learning visible. It will be visible to the parents. It will be more visible to the students as well. We can even change the background. Let me make it more colorful. See how is it looking? Isn't it looking more colorful? So set background. This is how we use Jamboard. I hope you all have enjoyed this and you all have enjoyed doing this activity. I also enjoy doing this activity with all of you. So I'll stop sharing the screen now. I hope all of you enjoyed this. Any more queries? Any more queries? Himanish, can you see any more queries are there?
I guess not.
Okay. So I believe that everybody enjoyed the session and again and again I'm saying this. What are Bitmojis? Oh, Bitmoji is it's a Chrome extension. You go to Chrome and you put up the extensions and I'll just share my screen and I'll show you again. Which screen should I show? Okay, wait. Let me show the screen. Okay, so I click on this and I go to Chrome extensions. So the moment I go there, that is a Chrome Web Store. Actually, this has become a bit slow because my multiple windows are there. So over here, you can type Bitmoji. Now, see what I have done is I have downloaded Bitmoji and I pinned it. I hope you don't know, you all know how to pin something to your screen. Like I have pinned all these. What we do is you go to this and you unpin this, or let me unpin this, or let me go to this and I pin this. So I have put my Bitmoji over here. The moment I click on this, it's not clicking right now. This thing has become a bit slow. Okay, wait.
So this is probably due to the shared data bandwidth that your
Yeah,
multiple tabs are
I have opened around
consuming.
four. I have opened four tabs.
Yeah,
So this is how, yeah, this is how it comes. What you have to do is when you log into Bitmoji, you need to create your avatar as per your interests. So you create this avatar and then you can use it for, you know, use it in your class for internalizing your resources. I use it, and when this pop up goes, so all of them come to know ki, yeah, this has come from Geetika ma'am. This resource has come from Geetika ma'am. So they really enjoy it. And when I send them the comments, awesome, excellent, instead of writing that, I send them by Bitmoji. So again, they thoroughly enjoy this. Even for my
wonderful, wonderful.
classrooms, the classroom settings, like we are using Google Classrooms. So what I
Yep,
have done is the main face of the Google Classroom, I have changed that, and I have added my Bitmojis there also. So it helps you to, it basically helps you to add your personal effect to that. So they just love coming to that classroom. So that have also created.
wonderful. So I would really like to thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful session that you have delivered today. I'm sure
Thank you.
everybody,
Thank you very much. And thank you. I would like to extend my gratitude to Esther for choosing me and giving me this opportunity. And I'm really privileged. And thank you all for being such patient audience. And I'm so happy that 183 people are still there with me. I mean, 183, it's actually 181. Two of us are also there.
yeah, yeah.
So till the end, they have been there with us. So thank you very much. Thank
I would,
you.
I would, I would also like to thank all the participants who have stayed till the end, and I would like to let them know to receive their certificates for today's session. You must be filling out the feedback form that you'll be receiving on your email IDs in like another 15 to 20 minutes on your registered email IDs. So please fill out that feedback form. Otherwise, you won't be receiving a certificate for the session. So I would again like to thank you very much, ma'am, for this wonderful session. And I would also like to thank all the participants again for joining us today. Thank you. Signing off.
Goodbye to everyone and have a nice and wonderful evening. Thank you.
Same to you, ma'am. Bye bye.
Bye bye.